What's going on, Bucky? Appreciate you, buddy. That was it was actually a really fun day. Buddy found that I'm still not even sure what town we were in, but Buddy had found that spot. He said that, he'd known it since he was younger, whatever. A lot of kids would party and stuff down there. So it seemed like a cool spot to go to. Um, but that video I was definitely looking forward to for a little while. When I edited it, I thought I actually did a little too heavy with the kayak, but I'll figure out how to do footage with it. I think you're right. It probably does need to go on my head so it gets a better view of not just the front of the boat with my feet. Good idea, bro. But once we get some people in here, I'm actually going to show something. Something I kind of teased a few times, but I want to show a little video that a friend sent me for something. So I see Bucky's in here. I don't know who else is in here yet, but it has to do with the giveaway. Has to do with an item or items. I'm going to do 5 of these. Or maybe it's leaked out. Not that it was a big deal, but I'm going to show you guys. A friend of mine did some stuff for me, and he actually sent me a video of the items being done, and it's actually a really cool video. So we'll just wait for a few more people to pop in here, and then I'm going to show that video. I'm super pumped for the 5K number coming up. I know numbers aren't like super crazy, but I do take the YouTube stuff a little seriously. I like magnet fishing and all, but they've now become a hand-in-hand type of thing. So, reaching a milestone like 5,000 is pretty cool for 2 years. It's pretty hard, but I think if everybody grinds, works as hard as anybody else does, it's achievable. And obviously, I had no idea about YouTube before starting the channel, and we got here. So anyways, I designed some stuff just to show people appreciation for helping us get here. And yeah, so I will show that video shortly. But it may or may not have something to do with these guys. What's going on, Steven? How are you, buddy? Yeah, might have something to do with those guys. Thanks, Bucky. Just really enjoy doing it, dude. Really enjoy doing it. What's going on, Jason? Appreciate you sneaking back over. I don't know if you saw this when you first walked in, but I showed this railroad spike. And since there are a few people in here now, I'm actually just going to let me try to do this on the backside, guys. I'm going to show you guys a video that I think will be really cool to show. All right, so I got to go here, and then I got to shut it down, and then hit present. Oh, there we go. I can actually do a video file. Nice. All right, guys, so you saw that, right? Just a spike. This is what we're going to do with 5 of them. Okay? And unfortunately, not that I think there's anybody from the UK in here yet. Maybe there are and they're lurking, but I don't think I'm going to be able to send this out of the country just because it's going to cost me an arm and a leg. But check this out, guys. Okay? Go a little layout of that. Yeah. So this was my buddy Dave from work. He also does some stuff on the side too, and he has a laser engraver. So I soaked maybe 10 or 13 railroad spikes in a bunch of vinegar and then cleaned them up. I think I went live, showed everybody that I was cleaning them up. And this is what I cleaned them up for, is so he could do this with a spike. And his device was amazing. It literally just lasered its way right through all that rust and got right down to the iron, and it's super shiny. I will show you guys literally in a second here. It's pretty sweet, right? I thought it was pretty cool. And he's opened up a whole new world of stuff for me. So anyways, we'll stop that. I'm gonna remove it from the screen and then show you guys this. I don't like that full screen thing like that. There we go. Okay, so that spike right there is actually one of them. Well, let's see, is that gonna let me do it? It's not gonna focus on it. There we go. So it's actually a railroad spike that we pulled out of the water. I thought it would be something interesting to give away for 5K, and I don't know. I don't think it's just garbage. I think it's an interesting thing, and I think maybe hopefully 5 people will like it enough that they'll want them. They'll want it. So okay. For some reason, I'm just seeing your message now, Josh, but that was from earlier. But yeah, so that's a cool thing. But now that he's done that, I also did some stickers. I'm gonna do some shirts too, guys. With that new press that I have, I'm gonna make some shirts, and they come out just like regular t-shirts. I'm telling you, just like this sleep token one, I can literally make these types of shirts. But you've seen the color thing. Hey Josh, what's happening? Um, you just missed it, dude. Let me bring it back up for a second, Josh. Dude, check this out. There's 5 of them, Bucky, so you'll have to come by. I think I'm gonna do the giveaway thing in like 2 weeks. Hey Kevin, appreciate you coming back in, dude. How's things down there in Lakeland, Florida, buddy? Yeah, it was pretty cool, dude. Remove it from the stage, and then I just showed this because I do have one of them, the one that he was doing in the video there. It's not painted on there. That's literally laser etched right through the rust. Come on, why won't it focus? There we go. I thought it was cool enough, but I'm doing that, and I also printed out a new design, not only for the 5K giveaway, but this is also in to celebrate Joss 50th anniversary. Why not? It is going to be rough, dude, but I'm willing to do it. It'll be all right. It'll go slow. It'll go slow and low through the transit system. It's still raining. It's been raining quite a bit here too, Kevin. Today it's raining. Yesterday it was raining, which we kind of needed because we were starting to feel like Florida up here. It was super hot, very humid. But yeah, that's the sticker in the come on. What's going on here? Yeah. I'll share that too. I have that image file. Blah 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 blah. Da, da, da. Here it is. There we go. Boom. Yeah, so I've got stickers just made for the 5K thing. I won't print these stickers again. And I'm gonna number the first 50 of them. I did 100, but I'm gonna number the first 50 and then send those out. Doesn't mean I'm doing 50 giveaways, but yeah. Why does it keep defaulting to that? I don't like that. Yeah, so Josh, is your video coming Saturday? The one that you teased some stuff? Or is that going to be for next week? What do you think? And Bucky, do you have anything going on? Just drinking with some water with a splash of Mio in it. 2 videos lined up. Okay. I only have one more after this one. Yeah, Steven, you know what? Those were like the first batch. I did get a very short run of waterproof ones. So if you really liked it, I'd be happy to send you a waterproof one. I think these ones are also waterproof. Okay, next week. That's what I was asking, Josh. So I have an interesting idea too for a video, and this is something I actually been talking to Nick about because the other day he had pulled up a voodoo pot. He seems to get a lot of those in Florida. But anyways, a while back in Hyde Park during the winter, I pulled up a bag that had some stuff in it, and it was actually like an offering for like good luck and stuff. All right, sounds good. Let me send that over to you, Bucky. But anyways, I'm gonna go back to the bridge, Hyde Park. It's also the same bridge I pulled out a high point once. So I think now that the ice is gone, I should be able to get some more stuff there. It was a really good spot. Hello, Kelly. What's happening? How are you? I'm just copying this. Give me 1 second, Bucky. I'm sending it right over to you, dude. I think it's pushing 10. I don't think it's more than 10, Josh. Nowhere. Yeah, I don't think it's anywhere close to 10 yet. It might be close to 10, but not over it. I need to pull the phone away from my face. There we go. So I can actually see. I think 10. I was trying to actually count, Josh, because I was with you. I can actually still remember every single one of them. The one with you was my very first one. And then I pulled another one with you that day, and where you pulled two more or pulled another one. I don't know if it's bifocals or not, dude, because I can see this right here, Jason. It's literally like anything. If I try to look too close at my phone, no way. Everybody that walks around buried in their phones all day long, I'm looking at it down to my hips. But I think that's what it is, Josh. We did have one day where we found two at once, and that was a long time ago in Concord. Me and the kids, Talia and Colin, we tried to see if we couldn't magnet fish at Northbridge, where they yeah, pie focus. Maybe that's it. At Northbridge, where the shot heard around the world was right before the American Revolution, or what started the American Revolution. You know what I mean? We tried magnet fishing right at that bridge. They said no bueno, kicked us out quickly, and we kind of figured that much. But I went on a bridge on the backside. Okay, that's what I did think, because you gave them the first one, and then I was supposed to be off when that tiny little smoke came up. But excuse me, after Northbridge, we went, like I said, we went back to that other bridge, met some cool little kiddos, and handed some stuff out to them. But when we went over to the other side of the bridge, I pulled up a gun, and then Colin, my son, actually called it. He said, "Wouldn't it be crazy if, we had already called in the first gun?" And he goes, "Wouldn't it be crazy if while you're waiting, because we were still magnet fishing while the cops were coming, if you pulled out a rifle?" And I was like, "There's no way that that's happening." Throw the magnet in, first toss after catching that gun. And what do I pull up next is I pull out a rifle next. It was the craziest thing in the world. So after those two guns, that pretty much wrapped our day up. And I haven't been back to that bridge, but I would go back to Concord again. It seems like you're getting some in random places too, man. I mean, I would expect like Hyde Park and things like that, but I didn't expect out behind Concord, I didn't think that there was that type of stuff going on. But that was that was our biggest gun day. The one I got with you, man, I'm still not sure if that was a hunting rifle or not. I have had to find one in Brockton. And that's so strange, dude. Right, Talia? Right?
What?
Said right?
I didn't hear what you said though.
Yeah, I know. We were talking about guns and how we're finding them in like places where they shouldn't be. And he goes, I haven't found one in Brockton yet. Remember we went magnet fishing in Brockton with you and Buddy and you were all worried that one time?
Mhm.
Yeah. Even when Josh showed up that day. But surprisingly, no gun at that place. There should have been one there. Talia says hi.
Hi.
Yeah, careful, that's rusty. Have you looked at that yet?
Yeah, I already have.
Okay. Yeah, it's rusty. You'll have to go wash your hands. I touched it too. My hands are all rusty. T Money, that's your nickname. Hey, T Money.
So it's like Nate.
That looks like me. Some Pokemon. She says I look like a Crobat. I think I'd been magnet fishing for almost a year when I met you, Josh. You know, I honestly am kind of shocked that you haven't found a lot in New Hampshire of guns. Steven says hello to Leah. Steven says hi. Hi. It's good news for me. I'm just starting my second year. Yeah. You'll get there though, man. I mean, there has to be places. How far are you from Manchester, dude? That's that is what I'm saying, man. If you were willing to drive up to Manchester sometime, I'd be willing to do that. I could even get Donnie to meet up with us. Maybe we can try to do it on a day when I know Josh isn't a big fan of Boston, but if you're up for a drive, Josh, heck, I'd even be up for driving up if you wanted to. And it's up to 5 now. It's like rings without the thing. Yeah, that's definitely true, Josh. But problem is sometimes when you get into a drought, like I have been, it's been a while since we found one. I mean, Colin pulled one up when we were in Waltham when we get the parking meter. But that was the last gun that we got. Monday the 28th off. Okay. If you're up for a day, up for something, that gives us plenty of time to plan. Man, I think Manchester would be a good place to go to. It's a very busy city. There's got to be multiple bridges. Yeah, that's also part of the part of it too, is you never knew who's watching you and who threw stuff in there and if they are watching you. I've heard of rumors, and I don't know who had this happen to them, but I had heard one time that some magnet fishers has gotten messages in their email or something calling them snitches for pulling up guns. And I don't doubt that. I mean, especially in big areas like I think Jason from Motor City has easily found over 100. What's going on, Hawk? I think I'm emailing your wrong email address, dude. I emailed you twice. One to ask if you got my first email. Be coming to hang out, or you just
We're just kind of standing here.
just kind of standing there?
Yeah. Oh, it's candle. I thought I was
Jason's
like,
at 110.
I thought this was like a pencil.
No, it's like a
plant
it's like a candle thing. I don't know
thing.
exactly.
It's a candle. But I thought
Yeah.
it was like a pencil, not pencil. I thought it was a plant thing. So like, why is there no plant here?
That is a lot of guns. Oh, okay. Yeah, I had messaged in one of your shorts to get your email address.
You're fine.
What's that?
If you found like a fake gun and you thought it was a real gun, and then you know the place and they're like, it's a fake gun, and like, oh.
Yeah, that would stink. But that's why if it's a fake one, usually they have like an orange tip to them.
It's a BB.
Yeah, that's a fake one.
What if you want a Nerf gun?
Why would I? Nerf guns are plastic.
Yeah, what if you want one that's like metal?
I don't think Nerf has metal.
Maybe it does.
Doesn't make much sense, man.
Maybe they do have metal.
Hey, John Williams, what's happening, dude? Appreciate you popping in. How's is everything staying on the up and up? I haven't heard from you, so I'm guessing that's good. And if there is something, you're probably too busy to even call anyways. It's ridiculous here on the Cape. All of you folks that don't know much about Cape Cod, I'm sure you do know that we're a summer destination and we're inundated right now.
I have this idea, okay?
What is your idea?
So Cape Cod
Spike strips?
Cape Cod might be great in summer, but you know it's even better in the winter, okay?
But it's not. The other side is
That's
all
why you're
good.
gonna lie.
Awesome. Good to know.
Just lie.
It is good, like for being quiet, but the problem
Yeah.
is Talia. I want to show you. There we go. DTF transfer from the Boston company. It's shipped from Texas. Are you kidding me, Josh? Why is it not showing yours? There we go.
Oh,
That's good to know. I'll stick with
I've
Ninja.
seen cars from California, from Florida, from like all these places. I'm like, why are you driving so long just to get here?
They're snowbirds. It's what they do.
And like
When it's too snowy down here, up here, they fly down south like birds.
like dude, but it's like there's nothing special about this place. After a while, there's nothing special. There's only the beaches,
No,
Robinson. Like
when you've lived here for 50 something years, it's not really that special anymore.
it's the same old thing. Like it's all about beaches, seafood, fishing, boats. It's anything about the beach here. Like that's all it's about.
That's all it is. And
And,
so
like-
if it's not the summertime, it's no good here. To other people, I do like spring here.
I like spring and fall because like it's right in the middle. Like it isn't too cold, but it isn't too hot.
Talking about possibly Manchester, Jason. That's what we were talking about. Yeah. People running red lights, and I'm going to tell you what's bothering me the most, Stephen, this season, and it always bothers me, but I don't run anymore, and it used to be very bothersome when I was a runner, is people that drive and they don't stop at the stop line, right, where you're actually supposed to stop, where the stop sign aligns itself. I want to make that comment go away. But they will literally park in the crosswalk. They'll put the whole front of their car in the crosswalk. And I'm not afraid to do it again. Obviously, I wouldn't do it while I was working or anything like that. But I have, when I was running, there was one person, I was living in Dennis, and they were coming off Bob Kroll Road onto Old Bass River, and they were parked right in the crosswalk. And I Dukes a hazarded it right across the hood of their car because they were parked in my crosswalk. I could have walked over the car, but I at least slid, didn't hurt the car. They got really mad, but there was nothing they could do.
Like I don't get like what's like the hype about Cape Cod because like it's so boring. It's all the same exact things. Like you come
Oof.
here, you like if you stay here for like a week and you do all this stuff, next time you're not gonna find any stuff because that's the only stuff that we have. Like you're gonna find the same
When you've
exact
seen
stuff.
it once, you've seen it all.
Like
That's pretty much Cape Cod. If you've seen it once, you've seen it all. Listen, now we're not totally crapping on the Cape. It's an absolutely beautiful place
Yeah.
to be. But that's really it. If you're looking to go to concerts or events or like do stuff, you literally have to drive an hour or more to go do any of that stuff.
and it's like so like this mini golf like it's just like the same exact thing. So if you do like all that sort of stuff for like 1 week, if you try to search up what to do in Cape Cod, you're gonna find the same exact stuff just in a different font.
What town, Josh? This is amazing, Kelly. It sounds like something I would do.
Wow.
When they were parked on the crosswalk, her uncle Jerry would go through the back seat of the car, like, and just go through as if the crosswalk was there. Open one door, crawl through, go out the other door. That's amazing. He's my hero for the day.
And like for Cape Cod, I don't view it as like a beachy, like like sea place.
Agreed.
I view it more as like a woodsy, like small town place than like a beachy place.
That's because what it is for the most part, unless there's a lot of the Cape that's not just on the beach.
Yeah, like to me, I view it as like a very like
Like what
bunch of
Josh is
small
talking about here.
towns.
Like what Josh is talking about here. Brewster Nickerson State Park. While there are some ponds there, the park itself is just woods.
Yeah, like I view it more as like a local like a local like town like small town area like a bunch of just small towns combined into another small town.
Something like that.
Like I just view it as like a woodsy kind of like place.
That sounds good, Stephen.
Oh, I've seen a lot.
In Plymouth.
I've seen an ABBA tribute band
What's on, Roger?
at the Barnstable County Fair.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Don't be sorry, Hawk. It's all good. I just wasn't sure if I was actually messaging the right one. And I'm only good with email because, like you just heard, that was an alert, so that was probably your email. What?
The Barnstable County Fair fun.
I know, and that's probably coming soon, isn't it?
It is.
Or is it here already?
No, it's gonna come like later.
Steven knows all about the Barnstable County Fair.
I want to go because.
But where are you talking about Cape Codish thing? It's the same thing.
Yeah.
That Barnstable County Fair is the same fair every single year, same spot.
Like I never go there because it's never like I've never really gotten interested in it, but like my friends goes to it, so I'm like, okay, if they're going, then I might as well just go. But like if I had no friends going, what's the point of me going? But I want to go on the roller coaster. I want to go on the zipper. Then when they go like,
I don't think she's woodsy. You don't consider yourself woodsy. Would you go camping?
I don't consider myself woodsy, but like I don't consider myself anything. I just consider myself as a person on Cape Cod who thinks it's boring.
You're also young.
Yeah,
it happens. Listen, when I was got up until I was 30, I hated living here, and then I liked living here for probably 20 years, and then I turned 50, and I decided that it's too cold for me, and I want to leave.
And you're still here, so
I'm still here, but it's because I just bought a house. You still got to go to school.
Yeah.
Colin will be graduated next year, so maybe in 5 years we'll think about it.
Because I want to move to This is my ultimate plan. Okay, I want to stay on.
What about the Berkshires, Jason? Can't forget that we do have some spots here in Massachusetts that are pretty woodsy. I mean, they're nothing like some of the mountains up there, but
okay. Here's my plan for like a living place. Okay, I want to still live in like New England, primarily Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Because I just like Massachusetts. I think it's 108. Oh, jeez.
See the fair.
It's never changed. I haven't been there in a long time. I think it's been on the 20th.
He says it's on the 28th. That's when it's coming. The 28th.
There's multiple days, but there's days where it's like free. It's like unlimited rides. So.
Yeah. See you by the band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's my plan for living. I want to primarily stay in Massachusetts. I want to go. My teacher said I think you'd be good in the Connecticut one because they have good like I think psychology.
Yeah.
But
I agree, Roger.
I'm looking to go. So okay, I'm gonna go to college. Okay, I'm gonna focus on two things: art and psychology. Okay. After I graduate, I'm gonna pursue an art. But if that doesn't go well, if that like if I'm doing it but doesn't go well, I'm probably gonna do psychology, so then I don't like live in a dumpster somewhere.
So you don't live in a dumpster?
Yeah. Okay. So I
Sounds
actually
like a
have
great
like a
idea.
decent life. And where I want to live,
There he says.
I want to live more like near like Boston. If not, I probably want to live like Connecticut or Rhode
They
Island.
still have snow.
Yeah, I'm fine with snow.
You're fine with snow?
I'm fine with snow. As long as I'm with like in a place where like there's more that's not Cape Cod, that's not like a place to do nothing.
What about Burlington, Vermont? Did you like it being up there? There's actually tons and tons of woodsy areas around there, but they have that Church Street. Remember that street that's just shop after shop after shop?
I like those types of places. But
Yeah.
I want places to like stuff.
And you would have Xena up there in case, God forbid, you ever needed anything. Xena lives in town.
But I'm thinking of living like more like down than up because up is more colder.
Right.
And like I like the cold, but again, I don't need to get any more colder than that.
Let's look up North Woodstock, New Hampshire. Okay, I'll look that up.
And then yeah, that's how my life is gonna go. And if everything goes wrong, I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Let's look up.
My plan C is live. Oh, And if
KG Gorge.
and if I can't live in Massachusetts or New England, I want to move to Florida.
That's in Vermont, right? The KG Gorge. I believe, maybe, or is that new? I don't know. I know what the KG.
I like Florida because Florida is like a very
Camp Crystal Lake. That would be a great place to live, Erwin. Do you know what Camp Crystal Lake is?
I know Crystal Lake, but I don't know what Camp Crystal Lake is.
Yeah. Where's Crystal Lake from? I'm not talking about the one in Brewster. Jason. That's Crystal Lake.
Oh
God.
no, I remember watching Friday the 13th. Is that the movie?
That's amazing. Yeah, Friday the 13th. He had a shillelagh he'd wrap on the hood too. When he would go through the backseat of the car, you know what a shillelagh is?
What?
It's like a little tiny like hand bat. It's like an Irish thing. It's like a tiny little billy club, but very, very tiny. He sounds like he's definitely my hero today, Kelly.
If I can't live in New England, I might as well just like live in Florida. I don't know, because like Florida, I'm around my family, and every time I go to Florida, I'm very comfortable there, and it's like a very nice place. So I'd rather move there.
That's actually where I would love to go. I just can't convince your mom.
I want to either live.
But she should go there too, because that's where the rest of her family
I want to
is.
live like okay.
Yes, mine's here, but
The farthest I'll go is Boca to like. I want to live like at least like an hour away from my family.
Oh.
It might be a little bit hard. It might be a little expensive, but like I'm willing to.
It is very humid, Kelly, but you know what? You get acclimated very, very quickly down there. I mean, we were down there for a week, and probably the first couple of days were rough. When we went magnet fishing with those guys, not when you and I went alone, but when we went with the whole group, it was really hot that day.
Yeah, but like,
and that was the middle of July.
If I get rich, I want 2 houses, one in New England and one in Florida.
God, were you rich?
That's
a second ago, you were talking about living in a box.
That's my plan D, getting rich.
Yeah, that makes sense too, Kelly. Absolutely makes sense. But I could do Florida. What's going on, Donnie? Appreciate you sneaking over here again, dude. So we were talking earlier about possibly Manchester, but I don't know if all those dates are going to align. Because Jason, you said Saturday and Sunday. I was hoping that, or look, I generally go out on Mondays. I could figure out a Sunday, but it'd have to be a different time. What?
Where?
Manchester's, New Hampshire.
Oh, wait, like
right above Boston.
Oh, like so, like near the place where we went, like not near the place,
Look it up
like
on your phone. She could just live in a camper. There you go. You could live in a camper on Crystal Lake. You'll be fine. You're totally protected from Jason inside of a camper.
just.
You'll be perfectly safe.
Oh yeah, that place.
But look at all that water. Look at that river, dude. How many bridges is there in just that one picture?
2, 3.
What river is that?
Merrimack.
Middle of New Hampshire. The Merrimack River.
4.
Josh, if you're serious about that, dude, I would seriously.
5.
I'd get up early in the morning
6,
and come get you. Make a day of
7.
it. 7 bridges, right? Like
Wait.
literally as the small little map
I'm
section she's
I'm
looking
just
at.
going through.
Litchfield.
We passed it.
We already left Manchester, but there's tons in Manchester.
It's a big river. It's a big river.
Yeah, and there's tons of
Like this. I think this is a bridge.
macrame.
Oh wait,
The rapids are fast.
this is a place where this is like this. What
Is the river itself fast, or is it all rapids, Donnie? No, Donnie lives in New Hampshire and he knows.
Wow, New Hampshire.
Okay, cool. Donnie, what days of the week are usually better for you? Are there any particular ones? Because Josh has, usually I go out Monday and what you call it? We could still hit another spot on the Merrimack, like even if it was closer to Manchester, whatever. Weekends too. Okay, so Monday would be no bueno for you then?
I like Vermont better than New Hampshire.
Yeah, 2 people living in New Hampshire in here.
Yeah,
you're gonna face a mutiny in the chat.
No, but like Vermont just sounds way more cooler. No,
It sounds cooler.
no, because every time I go to New Hampshire, it's very like
We could do that too, dude.
dry and like there's like nothing there. But then in Vermont, it's like, yay! I had some like friends that I like played with, and like I think it was New Hampshire.
Where did you live, Josh? My daughter lives in Burlington, but she's actually going to be moving to Barrie, Vermont, because that's where her partner lives. I'm just putting this thing away.
But
Yeah, that's a tiny little duck. Nothing but hills and trees. Yeah,
actually, it sounds like sky.
it's pretty true. I don't know if I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about it, but I've done a lot of like when I was into the adventure racing and stuff like that close to Canada. When I was into the adventure racing or whatever, I did a huge one in Pittsfield, Vermont, and it was literally just nothing but. Are you taking off?
Yeah.
You can leave that there. I'll move it after. Yeah, Pittsfield. Did a race there when it was negative 20 degrees. Climbed mountain 2 or 3 times. It was absolutely terrible. Talia took off and didn't even say bye. Yeah. Yeah. And for being a free state, Donnie. Yeah. For being a free state, man. Can't really live free or die there, can you? Massachusetts and Vermont, we got something in common. Kelly knows what I'm talking about. Ah, yeah, you probably remember that show though. The bummer thing about, when we talk a lot about differences between generations and growing up and stuff like that. Kids didn't get to see those cool cartoons we did with Puff the Magic Dragon. So full of innuendo and no one really picked up on it. Live by our rules or die. Yeah. It's crazy. But yeah, that was one of my favorite cartoons from back then. I can still literally close my eyes, Kelly. You know what I saw, which was sacrilege today, and then we're gonna probably wrap it up here soon, guys, because it's 8:30. But I saw there was a lady today on some sort of weird game show. It's like a generational thing, and she claimed to be a huge fan of the never ending story, right? And I'm telling you right now that like I'm a pretty dang big fan. I think that's really why I like having Great Pyrenees dogs because they remind me of Falcor, the big white luck dragon. Yeah, I know. It's a very sad song. But the cartoon was cool when we were a kid. But this woman, they asked her and asked her what the name of the luck dragon was. They provided her 4 answers, and she claimed to be a huge fan. She said that the luck dragon was named Atreyu. I didn't like any of the other ones. I think I watched the second one time, Kelly, and then moved on. Yes, 100% it was Falcor. She was given the option of Atreyu, Artax, Falcor, and then the turtle. That was Morlock. Those were her 4 choices. She chose Atreyu. I mean, even somebody who vaguely knows what that movie is about and vaguely knows the characters knows the luck dragon is Falcor. I don't care how many times you've seen it. Something seriously wrong with that lady. She definitely a Gen X. But I loved that movie, and I was super disappointed when I saw that dumb lady. Firemare from the movie Kroll. I do remember Kroll. Good lord, dude. How about Beastmaster? Beastmaster was fantastic. Those silly little weasel things that ran in the pond, took the girl's clothes and took off. I was so young when I first saw that. I thought that was hysterical. Yep. It was the Rock guy. I do remember Hot Shots. I do remember all the old weird comedies, but I loved 80s adventure film show type of stuff. Like that Legend was probably one of my favorite movies from the 80s. Um, The Rock Biter, Dark Crystal, 100%, dude. That movie scared that scared the crap out of me. And they did recently over the past few years try to, I don't know if it was Prime or what streaming service did it, but they tried to redo it and it was good. Like it actually was decent. I love the 80s comedies too. All the Naked Gun stuff. I loved those. Sorry, there's a bug doing something back there. And then you got you started to get the cross of the comedy with the 80s adventures, and you would get Goonies, or we had stuff like Gremlins. There was so much good stuff back then. And I don't care if the effects were bad, dude. It was great. Roxanne. Yeah, 80s comedies. There was Hot Shots. What else was there that was really funny at that time? I also liked some of the military stuff, like Iron Eagle was big. Police Academy. Oh my God, dude. Me and my friend insisted when I went over his house one weekend, and we were super young, and his parents actually took us to it, and it was totally inappropriate. Stripes, I do remember that. Steve Martin. God, we're going down there's a whole bunch of old people in this room right now. We're doing an 80s rewind on this Magnificent channel. Why not? God, yes, I do remember Porky's. Yeah. Gremlins, though, I remember very much. That was like kind of like when they started crossing over to not really horror, but monster films. First Blood was fantastic, absolutely. Private Benjamin. Yep. And then on TV we had for a comedy. How about this one, guys? This one's a flashback. The Great American Hero. Yes, absolutely, dude. God, we are doing the rewind tonight. So many good films from back then. Maybe that's what I'm going to do after this. I'll find one of those, but I do actually, I don't buy a lot of movies anymore because everything is now digital. I do remember Critters, dude, 100%. Remember Bosom Buddies when people didn't freak out, because dudes were being silly. A-Team, all of it. God, Knight Rider. Oh, taking a trip on the Wayback Machine here. I do remember The Last Starfighter. Airwolf. Good Lord. Jean-Michael something was that dude's name? Jean-Michael Stevenson, or was it a French name? Airwolf. What else was there? Or Manimal. How about Manimal, guys? The dude that would show his hand and it would get all bubbly. And that was like the transition to whatever creature he was turning into. Firestarter, I remember that. I think a whole bunch of people. Yeah, Vincent, that's it. Jan Michael Vincent. Yeah, I remember Airwolf very, very well. And then there was the Vietnam era show. I don't remember Cat's Eye, but it had the Rolling Stones was the intro song. Tour Duty it was called. Anybody remember that one? That one's kind of not sure many people would remember that one. Tour Duty. Wasn't quite MASH because it wasn't funny. But I remember that vaguely. My father had fought in Vietnam and he remembered he said a lot of it was pretty realistic. Stoker Ace, caveman movie with Ingro. Yeah, good. We can keep going all night long. I mean, now we're starting to go into other things. Yeah, I remember all of it, man. God, I was just about to name something else, but I totally spaced it out. Smokey and the Bandit, those were essential movies. I was born in 74, so um I remember all this stuff for the ones old than us Gen X folks. Michael Learned. I do know that name though. Where do I know that name from? I just heard that Learned name somewhere else. Spaceballs. And they're actually finally announced a going on, Mark. They just announced a sequel to it. So we'll see how many people actually show up for it. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I did watch the Waltons though, dude. I remember that. We're doing a little flashback here, Mark, to the 80s, talking about some old 80s stuff. Shows, movies. Apocalypse Now. Yeah, I do remember that. That was terrifying. God. Back when people were creative with movies, creative with movies and shows and stuff like that. Or Alf. How about Alf? No one's mentioned Alf yet. That's pretty crazy, Jason. I remember Alf. Alf was hysterical. I grew up on that, Married with Children. We still watch Married with Children. That was the 90s, but that was still good. I think it was the 90s. Yeah. God. I just gotta figure out what to watch. TV show Blue Thunder. I do remember it. I don't know if I don't remember watching it to the point where I have a good memory on it, Jason. But I do know that there was Blue Thunder. Hill Street Blues, 100%. I remember that. What are some of your favorite 80s shows, Carolina? Married with Children? We watched that one. Island of Dr. Moreau. That one, good Lord. I do remember all that. Island of Dr. Moreau, the original. That was the one that I do remember Zorro too. They ended up remaking years and years later, I think with Brad Pitt or something. I do remember Zorro. Zorro was crazy. God, those were good times back in the 80s when TV was wholesome. I want to say that, God. One other thing I remember in the 80s, Full Metal Jacket, absolutely. Full Metal Jacket, or there was Platoon. That was another great war movie. That was like the first time I'd ever seen Willem Dafoe. And honestly, I hated that guy. I remember it as enough. As soon as you just said that, I pictured the bald dad, immediately. But I was talking about like owning some films, and like Legend is one of the only ones I own on digital form. And I bought it through work because I know I'm always going to have an account with this company. So I started to build up like a very um, small thing. We were talking about earlier about risky business is one of them. All of the vacations were hysterical. Appreciate you popping by, Donnie. Not necessarily Top Secret was funny. Yes. We were just watching when I first came in. Maybe we weren't watching it. Maybe Carolina was watching it. One of the Godfathers, because Michael Corleone was on. Flight of the Navigator. I haven't heard of that one in eons. And even some of the Batmans didn't some of the Batmans come out back then? The Michael Keaton ones? Or was that in the 90s? I'm gonna have to look that up real quick. But I'm actually going to bounce out of here pretty soon too, guys. Usually we run till about 8:30. It's been fun going down the 80s path with y'all, but I think I'm going to take off and veg out before passing out and going to sleep myself. Cocktail was decent, but I've always hated Tom Cruise. I don't know how I can tolerate him in Legend. Okay, so he just snuck in with the 80s then. For some reason in Legend, it's the only time I can hang out and watch Tom Cruise. But I know you just came in, Mark, but we were on our way out, bro. Anyways, I appreciate everybody else coming in. Erwin, Jason, Josh, Kelly, everybody. Steven's in here. Kelly. Yeah. If he wasn't in it, maybe it would be a good movie. Adios, everybody. We'll talk to you all later. I appreciate you hanging out with me again tonight. And like I said, look out for the date soon because I am going to. Erwin, you weren't here earlier. Let me quickly show you this one little trinket here. We're going to do some giveaways, and maybe you can. Hopefully, you come around for it because I'm having 5 of these made. These are actually I pulled these right. That just looks like a regular railroad spike. I pulled them out of the river. I had somebody laser etch them. So in like 2 weeks, I'm going to do a giveaway in appreciation of everybody who's gotten us to where we are now. So you should definitely come by, dude, because you've been along the whole time, and I greatly appreciate you coming along as well as everybody else here. See, I need to take off. I need to go to sleep now. Y'all take it easy. We'll talk to you later.